Hey, what's going on everyone? So today we're taking a look at a new kids electric scooter. This is the E9 Pro from Macwheel. This has a 21 volt system and it has a 2.5 amp hour battery. So in today's video, we're gonna check out the 3 different speed levels that this scooter has. It also has a foot brake on the back, an adjustable handlebar stem, which is 3 different levels of height adjustment. And it has some cool lighting down the side, which has 5 different modes. So what's really nice is they do give you the 3 different levels of speed adjustment. The economical mode is supposed to go 5 miles per hour, normal is 8, and max is 10. So that's one thing we're gonna test out. And we're gonna see how many miles we can get out of this thing. I have my phone on there and it's tracking the miles with a GPS. This thing has a full charge, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it. How many miles we got on there so far on this ride?
0.76.
All right, so we got about 3/4 of a mile in right now on this battery. So let's go ahead and get into it and see what kind of speed we can get out of it.
So I'm in eco mode right now, and I'm gonna see what the max speed is. So this is eco mode. The phone says 6 and the scooter says about 5. And now I'm gonna switch it up to normal mode. Phone says 9, scooter says 8. And then this is sport mode, which is the quickest mode. Sport mode's about 10 mile an hour on both, 11 on the phone.
So 11 miles an hour is the max speed in sport mode. All right, bud, how's it seem? How's it ride?
Good.
Any shakes or wobbles?
A little bit in the handlebars, but not too much.
So let's try it off a curb and see how it seems for jumps. How's it seem?
Good.
And how do you stop the scooter?
You press the foot brake right back here.
When you press the foot brake, does it cut the power off immediately?
No.
It's supposed to though, right?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and hold the throttle on, and then we're gonna push the brake and see how long it takes before the motor cuts out. Okay, push it. Does it still have throttle?
Yeah.
Push it harder.
There.
Still have throttle?
It was like about half speed it cut out. It started to cut out.
All right guys, so there is a safety switch in the rear fender of this scooter. When you push it down, it's supposed to cut the motor. Now I've noticed that when I was testing it out, it didn't seem like it cut the motor like it should have immediately. I don't know if you have to push it very hard, if it takes time for it to cut or what, but in my opinion, I didn't feel like the safety switch was quite working like it should. That is a nice feature that they do put in there. Not all scooters have that. They usually have a cutoff on the brake lever, but this does not have brake levers. But ultimately, if you just release the throttle, it's gonna cut the motor. Just make sure your kid knows that when he stops to release the throttle on the handlebars, and you shouldn't have any problems with it.
Woohoo! To start going, you have to push because throttle doesn't work from a stop.
So it does not work from a stop, but as soon as you start pushing it, then the throttle starts working. All right guys, so we're gonna go over here and test it out on a hill to see how it does. Now keep in mind during this test, my son is about 53 to 55 pounds, I believe. So the max rating on the scooter is somewhere around 130, I think 132 pounds, if I remember correctly. So he's well under half the weight that this scooter is rated for. So he probably is gonna get a little bit extra range out of it, and it is gonna be a little easier up these hills with him on it versus a rider that is around 130 pounds. How fast, bud?
About 8.
So about 8 miles an hour up that little hill, not too bad. All right, so we're just gonna ride it around here, try to drain the battery out. We're gonna probably stay on sport mode, which is the quickest mode. We're hitting some gravel here. How is it on the gravel?
Pretty.
Little bumpy?
Yeah.
All right, go up on that sidewalk there. Go up that little incline down there and see how it does. So this is about, I believe, an 8-degree incline here.
About 2 miles an hour. 3.
So right up it, no problem. Now some of these vibrating sounds you hear, guys, some of that is from my phone mount. It's not all from the scooter. There is a little bit of vibration in the front because it's a folding stem, which you will have with scooters with folding stems like this. Seems to be holding up pretty good though, and time will tell over time with jumping off of curbs and everything how it's gonna hold up ultimately. But so far, pretty good, no issues. And we are about just over 3 miles in right now and still 3 bars of battery power. And keep in mind, guys, that most of this test is done in a fairly level parking lot. This parking lot is pretty much level here, with the exception of the one hill over there that we will go up a few times. So we'll get back to you here in the next couple miles. All right, guys, so we're at 5.58 miles right now, and we're down to 1 bar on the battery meter. So we're gonna see what the max speed is now.
9 and 10 on the scooter.
So right around, still holding the same, right around 9 to 10 miles an hour. So that's not bad, guys. So we're gonna keep going here and see how much further we can get. So definitely gonna get at least the rated mileage of 5 miles with his weight of around 55 pounds. So that's really good that it's at least that for him. Like I said, with a heavier rider, you're gonna get less range, so just keep that in mind. Want to ride it some more? A little bit? See if we can get a little further until it starts limiting your speed?
Yeah, maybe like down there.
Okay, good. Oh yeah, and as I was filming him, I'm on the Macwheel LNE 16. This has been an awesome little bike. If you've seen some of my other videos, you know what this bike's all about. But if you want to see about this bike, make sure you check out that video too, because I did a really detailed overview on this as well. All right, guys, so we didn't really make it much further. It's in sport mode and it's pretty much dead now. So what are we at on the miles?
About
5.12, so another 1.5 miles on top of that. So we made it 6.62 miles on the Macwheel E9 Pro. All right, guys, so now let's take a look at the specs and details of the Macwheel E9 Pro kids electric scooter. Up here on the handlebars next to the hard rubber grips, we have a thumb throttle for controlling the speed of the scooter, which is nice. We have a display that's a little bit hard to see in the daylight, but it shows you your battery level. You have a speedometer and it shows you what mode you're in: economical, normal, or sport. Coming down the handlebar stem, there's a latch and a quick push pin that easily allows you to adjust the stem from 32 inches to 37 inches to accommodate for different rider sizes. Below that, we have the folding mechanism to fold the scooter up easily for transport. The scooter only weighs 14 pounds, so it's very easy to carry around. However, keep in mind that that folding mechanism does have a slight bit of play in it while riding, but it does seem secure. Coming down the side of the scooter, we have a multi-color LED light strip, which is pretty cool. You could change it from 5 different modes, from solid green, pink, or red, and you can change it to a multi-rainbow colored pulse or a multi-color changing strip, which is our favorite. This scooter is powered by a 21.6 volt, 54 watt hour battery, 2.5 amp hours, and it's powering a 130 watt motor, which is capable of holding a 132 pound rider, has a max speed of 10 miles per hour and a rated range of 5 miles. And last but not least, this scooter is sitting on a set of 6 by 1.5 inch solid rubber tires, so you don't have to worry about getting flats, and the deck measured 13.5 inches between the folding mechanism and the rear fender. Alright guys, one thing I wanted to mention is when I took this thing out of the box and put it together, the stem was a little bit wobbly at first, but I was easily able to tighten it up, and I'm going to show you how I did that here. So the assembly was really easy on this. All you really have to do is put the bolt down through the center of the handlebars and bolt the handlebars on. Now there is one problem that I noticed right out of the box, and that is there is some stem wobble here. And it's coming from here. So what I'm going to do is try to take this stem off of here and tighten these 2 nuts up and try to tighten that up a little bit. But you can see there's a little bit of wobble in there. So I'm going to loosen the nut up that's on the top and then tighten the nut up underneath it and then tighten the top nut back down. And this one looks like you could tighten it by hand. First, let me take that up off of there and see what's even under there. Okay, so that's actually like a bearing cap. And you don't want to tighten this one too much. Then I'm going to go ahead and put this nut back on top of that and just snug it up. So I got the stem tightened back up, and there's definitely a lot less wobble. It's not moving in here anymore. There is still a little bit of wobble right where it folds down, so it still moves slightly right there. And you're gonna have a little bit of wobble there, but we're gonna put that thing through the test and let my son jump it off of curbs like he loves doing a bunch of times, and we're gonna see how this holds up and if it continues to stay like this or if it gets more wobble in it. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. If you'd like to pick up one of these scooters for yourself, I will leave an affiliate link down below in the description. Make sure you guys check that out. And if you found this video helpful, please make sure you guys subscribe and hit that bell so I can see you around on the next one. Thanks for watching.